Greetings, welcome back to the channel. Wanted to hop on for a very quick one and talk about something that just continues to come up for me, and it is the narcissist motivation. Why is it that the narcissist does any of the things that they do? When you look out there on the horizon, in the grand scheme of the world, the powers that run the world, which I talked about in my book, Order of the Eye. If you haven't seen that yet, go check it out. Discusses, I think, very, very plainly who is actually running this world. And some of you might know, and for others, it's not what you think. You think it's the stuff of movies, except it's true. So, of course, there are movies patterned after it. But why does the narcissist do the things they do? Why do they manipulate? Why do they triangulate? Why do they ghost you, pull back, do all these things that they do? What is the impetus for doing so? What is the motivation for what they do? A lot of people will say, and there's truth to this. A lot of people will say that the narcissist they only target people that are of the light, that are empaths, so to speak. And there's truth to that. I think it's a complete farce. It's a lie. That whole thing, especially when you're dealing with the narcissist, that you attract what you are. You just attract what you are. No, not in the case of the narcissist. In their case, they are actually after you because you're of the light, and they're like a moth to the flame. They are of the darkness. They're attracted to the light, and the reason is they can get over on those people. And I'll return to that. But they know a person of the light is kind and loving and caring, and they'll break their backs for them, and they'll bend over backwards, and they'll do all these things for them. And that's really chiefly why they do what they do. And then you say, well, they're always after somebody who will give them everything. They always want to extract something from you. And there's truth to that for sure. A narcissist will not deal with anybody that they can't get something from. And you can go down the litany of things that might be. It might just be plain old attention. It might be that they love to spill all their stuff out to you and you're like a sounding board kind of for them. It might be that they're financially going to benefit. It might be you have a really nice home and they want a place to live. It might be physical intimacy. It might be your status. It could be so many things. Rest assured that a narcissist is not going to deal with anybody who's not giving them something. One of my viewers, Brenda, we talk a little bit on comments, and my thesis that I explained to her basically is because she was saying the narcissist cares about other narcissists. It seems to, and I'm not in any way calling Brenda out. So I appreciate you watching. But my response was that a narcissist only cares about themselves. It it's not even about they do they care about another narc? Do they because I get the point because two narcissists end up kind of always going back to each other at times. Going back, they're on and off, they're on and off, they're on and off. And that's because they're both toxic. They're probably both partly trauma bonded. There's this weird, unnatural thing. But they don't care about that narcissist. They don't care about anybody. They do every single thing they do for self interest. Going back to somebody, it's for self interest. Messing with anybody to begin with, it's for self interest. There's something there they are going to try to gain. They don't ever stop and think, what can I offer them? What can I do for that person? How can I enrich their lives? They don't think about those things at all. It's always, at all times, operating out of pure selfishness. But you could set a narcissist up, and this is the point I'm getting at. You could put them on easy street. You could move them into, let's just go all out. You could move them into a luxury home with a luxury bed, every amenity known to man, amazing meals, private chef, vacations. You could literally, and they could just walk in and have to do nothing. And you could set them up with that, which is actually what they really want, that kind of thing. And guess what? If the person that was providing all of that for them could not be manipulated, could not be thoroughly controlled, and go under their thumb and under their control and under the spell, if that person is at all disagreeable, is not just letting the narcissist have their way front to back, beginning to end, in all ways across the board, they're out. Now, look, a narcissist is going to end every situation anyway, no matter what. And I know, but they stayed married. That's just because the narcissist technically ended that relationship very early on and they're just doing what they want. They might still be technically married, but it's not a marriage. The narcissist is doing what they want. And if they weren't allowed to do what they want, they wouldn't be married to that person. And this gets to my point. You could set them up with everything. You could give them the sun, the moon, the stars, all of heaven and all of earth. But if they cannot control and have their way with you, they're done. This is why you hear people say, and I think there's truth to this, if you want to see a narcissist run, put up boundaries. It's true. The narcissist, above everything else, craves to have leverage over you. Why do they triangulate you with other people? To make you jealous, which gives them power. Why do they ghost and pull away or give you silent treatment? Because that makes you chase them and pursue them and it gives them power. Why do they degrade and devalue you? Because the smaller you feel, the more powerful they are. Every single thing, and you really think about it, they do is for power. And yes, there is, like I said, there's a self interest. Maybe you offer them a great life. Maybe you offer them physical stuff or attention or something, and they're only going to target people who offer them something. But what goes far and above all of that, none of that matters. You could set them on easy street, like I said. None of it matters if they cannot also control you. That's it. And why, you ask, would they want to control you so badly? Think about this for a minute. The reason why they want to control you so badly, contrary to what often people think, that narcissists are strong and they're independent and they're incredibly weak, they're incredibly insecure people at heart. They feel so deathly insecure about who they are. The only way they can try to temporarily fix this insecurity is to have leverage over other people. And that's why they do everything. Even the world powers, guys, people will often say, follow the money, follow the money, follow the money. Why, though, is that true? What is the money doing? Is it just so people can sit there and look through their rolls of cash and that's all it's about? No. It's because money is the conduit to power. Money is the conduit to control. The people who control the money control the world. You control the money, you control the trajectory of the world, you control the citizens of the world. Primarily, that's how it's done. But the reason the narcissist does it is because they want leverage because they're deeply, deeply insecure people. They feel like they're nothing at heart. They despise themselves at heart. And the only way they can do anything to feel better is to step on somebody's head, to pull you down beneath them so they can feel powerful. That's why they do everything. So the next time you're stopped, because I've had this myself in the past, the next time you stop and think, why'd they do that? But what did this mean? Why would they even bother to? Why would they? Why? What? And we play these games forever, right? Let me just answer all of those for you. Whatever you're thinking they were doing, whatever you're wondering, whatever it is, at the root of it, even if it's just playing games and stuff, why do they do that? The root of everything the narcissist does to you and to anybody is power and control. It's that never ending, insatiable quest to have authority over other people, to feel bigger by making others feel smaller, by putting other people under their thumb, to puff themselves up. That is why they do absolutely everything that they do. Even like I said, they can have the cushiest situation known to man, but if they can't control that person, they don't even want that. They don't want anything that is devoid of power and control. So if you remember that, I think it explains why they do everything. It makes sense of so many mysteries. You don't have to unravel this thing over and over and over. Just understand they did it because they want the upper hand. They want to dominate and control you. So, guys, short message. Hope you enjoy this and yet you're having a good weekend. Um, I've had some audio issues, as you guys could tell. I'm trying to get this fixed. I may just have to end up getting new equipment in general. But anyway, thanks for bearing with me through that. Come at you with another one soon. Until then, God bless.